So what are you going first on?
The noxious weed. $111,000 last year, that was including with when I sold that truck 2 years ago. To 92,750, it'd be 1750 decrease from 120 to 2021. And yeah, like I said, the chemical, I don't use a lot of, I try to keep just something, because I use the Tordon on bindweed and musk thistle and ragweed. And so I don't do a lot of different, I have a little bit of other stuff for musk thistles and milestones, stuff like that. I can say with it old, because it's the one that I can use on most stuff. Also for brush, Tordon on brush, and everything, so that's why I don't have a whole lot of overhead. So I keep it like that. Over there, and just depending on, like I say, price or anything, we have to.
Destroy grass herd.
No, I mean, Roundup.
How do you, how much money do you have to cover that per year?
Right now,
Reserve.
uh,
Because that was just, was it this spring when you, or
yeah, last,
last fall's when you bought your truck, or last spring?
yeah, last spring. Last.
And then you get your,
Because I've done a new truck and new spray system.
then you got a different little runner-up vehicle too, didn't you? Because your other.
Never paid half, yeah, then have for the engine for the environmental services.
Yes, $17,987.31.
But that is what the 18,000 this year
Yeah,
budget.
that 18 will go into that.
So the 18 from 2020
Yeah,
Mhm.
will go into that.
because that's what I sold in 2000, beginning of 2018, was that truck and stuff.
Yeah.
So then it'll basically be 35,000.
I don't have plans on, yeah. I don't have plans on doing any other.
But I mean, other than your two vehicles, you've got a nurse trailer.
Got a nurse trailer and then I go to four-wheeler.
Don't step that up and raise it, or you can spray a little faster. or
No,
what?
I don't need to go any faster. This will be one of the springs that I'll be using it quite a bit in the pasture. I sure don't want to bring my truck somewhere. Pasture.
Do you have a little trailer?
Yeah. A 60-foot load trailer. That's pretty much it on noxious weed. Environmental services, basically just have the same as this year, 7,600. As far as environmental services, it's been a weird little year. I've actually had more septics going now than water wells. In the past, in the first 2 years, I've built 40-some wells and maybe a dozen septics, and this year I'm working on 7 septics and 6 wells. It's just kind of strange.
Are those new septics or just replacement septics?
Some new, some replacement. Yeah, well, and there's, luckily they had some leftover money, the conservation service, the one early this year that failed, was supposed to do it last year, but they would get some money, so they went and did it. And I'm working on at least one right now, that is a failed system, but they have to wait till July. Conservation to get their cost years, so they're just trying to keep it going, get by right now. Then we had a couple new, and then working on a new one, a big one. For most things. That'll be a big.
Is anyone doing any lagoons? Do we have?
We do have lagoons, but
Not recently.
no, there's places that could have, they very much did not want lagoons, so we did oversized which costs a lot more,
Yeah.
but it's oversized absorption tubes. And lagoons are, they're usually a little more efficient anyway, if you want big, but they didn't want them there anywhere it was, so we were having just overbuilt absorption tubes.
And they have to be fenced?
Yes.
6
Fenced
feet?
and mowed. They don't have to be a 6-foot fence. It can be just a 4-foot barrier. Yeah. But then have to keep it mowed because you want the air moving over it. So that's the biggest thing is people don't keep it mowed down and they don't get the air moving.
So you don't get no vibration. Is that your only two options, Litchfield or Lagoon?
No, there are new
I've got a
technologies
friend
coming
out.
out.
I've got a friend down in Texas, and they basically have a septic system in with a holding tank, and then when the holding tank gets full, it kicks on a sprinkler system out in pasture. They not smell.
Oh.
Have you
Well,
ever
there's-
heard of that around here?
More of, you can do that with, because all your, like your gray water and everything's supposed to go to septic, but you do have systems now that the gray water can go to a holding tank and then use it for irrigation instead of, I haven't heard so much of black water
Yeah.
going. But I know there is a lot of different technologies coming out. I mean, and it actually is illegal to have, it's legal to have a wetland, that you can run it, but you have to plant certain vegetation that you can run your septic to.
So it's anything for a stabilization for county or cities? Can they run it out of the full pond?
I assume that's what they do with a lot of the irrigation, just for sprinklers and stuff.
Coming out of the third pond at Maxwell.
That's, yeah, I assume.
Out of the third pond in Maxwell, they can kick on their irrigation
Yeah.
system and
To water
water around the dikes and everything else.
Can they just let it run down a smooth out to the?
Now, they have to watch their outlet. And it all depends who the neighbor is, and where it drains to.
Well, McPherson, the Turkey Creek Golf Course uses septic.
And then use, then the water. I mean, because most, with your tank, you're getting your settlement,
Right.
and so it is just liquid that should be going on. I would still think there would be some sort of smell to it.
I think the concern would be about the bacteria.
That's your big thing, is your bacteria. Because you have to have the bacteria to
Right.
work.
Right.
So,
So then you go out and spray the E. coli and the coliforms and all that in the field.
You can start with
Well, yeah.
How much is in your reserve fund on your environmental services?
Probably
He
not.
doesn't have one.
So you transfer out $2,000 was for the vehicle that you bought in 2019.
Ten dash 17.
Just a second.
that transfer out the first year. It's okay.
But didn't you take part of the money for that runaround vehicle, not this budget? Because you do more for that.
I know, but I took it out of the not sweet that I actually had. I know here, I look at it, yeah, we've got another here.
Yeah, you have 2,000.
That was, well, that's, okay, I did put that trade in the first year, and then I found out that for this year, I was using the money. Particularly when the meetings and stuff, you know, that.
You are taking in with your fees,
Right.
so we could transfer that over here. But so far you've got $775 to take it.
In 20 years, I'll let it.
Better than nothing.
In light neutral.
The interest rates.
No, if he has any luck, we'll do another transfer. You got 20% down.
That's, I mean, I bought most of the supplies, my tools, small equipment, I got all that the first year.
I'm not going to classes or conferences, are you?
I went to one early.
I know, but
That was because we did like our mattress week, we did that one the first week of March, and then it was kind of like, whoa, okay,
Now you're done.
no, that's exactly right. Because we did cancel, because we had summer training in July, and then I canceled that one.
But you don't expect any expenditures here in the next year or two?
I shouldn't, I have, I mean, I'm very happy with my equipment, I should not. need any Tires. Besides tires.
The new truck's working good?
It is, I like it very much. And that will be something that will get changed, the tires, because those were all season all those were.
More big old wine and meaty tires.
Something, you know, a dually out in the mud and
Yeah.
sand is not very good.
That's
anyway.
four-wheel drive, isn't it? Okay.
Oh, yeah, I get myself in a lot of trouble.
In the middle of the road.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise, everything is good, it's going well. All right. Thank you much.
So we can recess.
you want to go ahead and do the minutes real quick?
I make a motion that we approve the minutes for the May 20th meeting.
Second.
And motion and second to approve the minutes from May 20th. All in favor, say aye. Motion carried.
One thing I have is about that Zoom meeting that's this afternoon on reopening, 2:00.
So did the governor turn it over where it's all codes, the counties decide what to do? So we're in charge of what can open and what
Shannon's
number?
in charge.
Shannon's in charge.
She's coming in after Carolyn gets done today, so. So you guys vote for the public hearing.
Too bad we can't
We're
get Carolyn to
recessing.
come in here before the public hearing.
That for this grant thing?
Yes.
Okay.
So an entity can get up to $300,000, which that's either a city or a county or whatever. I think Julie's left, I think our interpretation is that this county is not gonna max out on it. And so even though the city of Stafford is independently eligible for this, that just doing one business program for the county will probably cover all of the businesses that we know that will qualify. We've tried, reaching out, contacting the businesses that we think might be eligible. I've also put it out on Facebook, but here's the thing that's gonna make it harder for businesses to meet. You have to have 51% of your employees, which can include the owners of the business if it's a sole proprietorship. 51% of your employees have to have a household income that qualifies in these low income categories. So, for example, a family of 4 has to have a household income of $32,350 or lower. So, some of these places that we've contacted already that may hire someone at a lower wage, if they have other family members that are making money, or if they hold 2 jobs, even like a family, like a mother with a single mother with a child can make $25,900. So if you're working full-time at a $10 an hour job that has a side job on the side, they may not be a qualifying person. I almost think it's gonna be easier for sole proprietorships that are owned by someone who's taken a real hit this year, and they independently have, you know, a negative or lower income this year, they may qualify, even if they're on the, I don't know. But not every business that has hardship even is necessarily gonna qualify by their employees. So we've tried calling people. Right now, we're not finding a lot of businesses that are gonna qualify. So you qualify in either a category of 5 employees or less, or 6 employees or more. Isn't it? 5 and less, 6 and more. And then you can qualify for up to $30,000. If you're in the smaller category, you can qualify for up to $50,000 if you're in the bigger category. And it's not just a lump sum payment, it is a reimbursement of eligible expenses. So you can get reimbursement for things like your regular monthly mortgage or rent payment, not like, you can't make a lump sum payment on your mortgage or whatever. You have regular monthly payment for up to 2 months. Mortgage, inventory, wages if you didn't get PPP payments. There's another bigger one missing it. Utilities. So, you know, it may even be the case that after you reach all those hurdles, depending on what kind of business you have, you know, like a hairdresser comes to mind. How much inventory and rent can a hairdresser, you know, accumulate? They aren't gonna max out on a $30,000 program, even if they hit all the other requirements.
But we're
So,
still going to apply.
we're still gonna apply,
Because
yeah.
there's a couple that might be able to use a little bit of this.
Absolutely. So I think the thing is, do we ask for the full 300,000? I don't think most counties, I mean, they can't give 300,000 to every county. I don't have enough money to do that.
So
I
if we
don't-
got 100, it would be good.
175 is kind of a number that came to my mind, but
We need to recess and then go into a public meeting.
oh, okay.
We'll
We just
recess here and go into the public meeting,
the public hearing.
public hearing. Yeah.
Do you have to announce what the hearing's for?
The federal grant.
CDBG-CB community improvement application. Sound good?
That sounds good.
Okay.
So we've got 45 more seconds.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize. you
No,
were
you're
actually
fine,
in
You're
that.
you're fine.
Go ahead with
Yes,
Other
go
thing.
on. They're gonna reconvene at 9:05, so go ahead.
Oh, you got it.
we have to have
Well, yeah, we have to have a record. Okay, so that was covered. I
Yeah.
don't know what else to cover. We wanted to even ask for 200 just to make sure that if something, you know. So Kansas Co-op, my initial interpretation is that they would definitely not be eligible because they've got more than 50 employees overall, but there may be an interpretation that it by site, so like the gas stations independently might. And I had it on my list to call Bruce yesterday and just didn't get to that point on my list. So, you know, if both Stafford and St. John locations qualify, that might take a bunch of the other, so maybe 200,000, but.
And how much they have to have an inventory?
It's just that they can make inventory purchases as an eligible expense that gets reimbursed. But if my point was that if you're a business like a hairdressing salon.
Or the
I
dry
think-
cleaners?
Or the dry cleaners, right. Some of them that I almost feel like, especially the hairdressers come to mind as ones that have fallen through the cracks in other types of programs that have been given so far. Okay, so even if they qualified in this, there's gonna be a limit to how much of those eligible expenditures they can put into a 60-day period.
So it's not going to be a fixed on, it'll just be helpful. I mean, they'll appreciate it.
Right.
So when will
And I
you
want-
know if you get the grant?
Well, we're gonna fill out the paperwork and submit it today. Oh, I didn't realize that. We're gonna submit the paperwork today, and I don't know. I'm guessing we'll know in a couple weeks, but this is one of those programs that I feel like is a very difficult program. That what I worry about in this program is that they're not very clear with a lot of the requirements. And what I worry about is we get into it a month and then, oh, by the way, we didn't.
We're gonna rewrite the rules.
Or we just didn't tell you about this.
Yeah.
We didn't have that one spelled out yet, or,
Or we did this in a 24-hour marathon.
so, I don't know, but I feel like we ought to
I'm
do
trying.
what we can.
So those are your new houses?
Yeah, okay, so this isn't anything to make a decision on or anything, but we did get notice.
Do we need to come out of public hearing?
We better wait a couple minutes.
Go ahead.
But you can go ahead.
So I think the CDBG, from my understanding, is that they will accept applications and approve them as they receive them. They called it first come, first served, but what this was another one that we didn't like, is that because of its nature of being, it's a HUD program that requires public notice before you actually make application. Well, those of us that live in counties where your official newspaper is a weekly newspaper, there's no, we had a 2-week period built in that we couldn't apply. Whereas, so I worried that we were gonna just be at such a disadvantage, but at the same time, I'm not sure that everybody is. That's just your copy. I know, there may be a lot of people in our area too, and I haven't heard this program's been, all extended, so I think I'm trying to get into it.
And our email actually approved publication.
She has it.
Okay, yeah, okay, and then there's the sign.
Okay.
That works.
See learn underscore fee.
So,
We're on our way then.
okay.
Thank you.
2-bedroom?
3-bedroom.
3-bedroom?
Yeah, 3-bedroom, 2 bath. It's, they're small bedrooms.
And this is the energy efficient house?
It is.
New building techniques?
Yes, so
Where's that at?
this initial one will be at 8th and Broadway in St. John. So this is the house that we worked with K-State over the course of this year to design. And the intent had been for them to be building their insulated panels that they would build off-site and then bring here to assemble together. Well, the intent was that they were going to be building them in the spring semester at the workshop at K-State and bringing them here in April and May. Obviously, that didn't happen, but I'm really thankful that the professor in this program has remained committed to doing this project. And so the latest is that they're going to be able to get in with a different or smaller crew in the summer and build the panels in June and July, presumably. And hopefully, we'll have them here toward the end of July, beginning of August, and be able to do the house this summer. And the next piece of news is that we had applied for funding through Kansas Housing Resources Corp. To essentially take this concept and replicate it another 4 times. And we got notice on Friday that we're funded higher than last year.
Really?
And that was for the 2 other buildings in St. John and then 1 in Hudson?
There'll be 3 in St. John and 1 in Hudson, yes.
Okay, so the one that's on this location plus the 2 that are being moved out before?
Yes, and then there's a 3rd location in St. John on South Broadway that the land bank has pledged to make available to us if we were to get funding. So there's 2 lots, but 3 sites in
Yeah.
St. John. And then in Hudson, there is a site that, a dilapidated house was torn. Well, commission, waived fees and so forth for that one. That was,
And it will be this house here.
yes.
This is the one you stripped.
So the big driving factor in that is going to trying to get something that can be built at a lower price point, and, we'll hopefully prove it out here will be, I wish we had fully proved out we will before we actually start building the other three, but proved out the cost estimates on the initial house before we go on to building the extra four. The hope is we can get this built for $100,000. That's significantly less than the other 3-bedroom, 2-bath type of models that have been shown through like housing opportunities and things like that. So that's, I hope we can actually,
And then your hope is to get them built, and then you guys will rent them out.
yes. So the program that we got funding through, it is a subsidized housing program. There will be income limits, and management will have to comply with their restrictions for a 20-year period. They will eventually go away, but there will be income restrictions.
You'll have to keep it for 20 years before you can sell it.
There are provisions that you can sell it, but you have to sell it to an income qualified person. And that is such a rarity to have someone that is of the appropriate low income level that can at the same time
To be able to
buy a
buy.
house, that it never happens. Although, if it were to ever happen, because our housing pricing point is half of what some competitors are doing, maybe. If they chose to participate in like there's a program called Cash, it's an incentivized savings program through like interfaith housing where you can get your savings matched $2 to the dollar that you save, up to like a couple can save around $13,000. If you participate in a program like that, at $13,000 down payment on a $100,000 house, there might be ways to make that work. But it would take a special dedicated participant to.
And when you guys rent these out, you'll do an extensive vetting process on your renters?
Well, I mean, the vetting process is gonna have to be a lot of their income. I mean, we will have to show a lot of documentation of how we determine that their income meets the appropriate low income guidelines. We do right now with the houses that we have, we do a paid, like background check on people. We have, over the course of the, whatever, that's been 6 or 7 years that we've owned the house in Exo, I've turned down people for criminal records and so forth. So we'll continue to do that. We kind of learn as we go too on better practices on being rental managers. And really, if we have, ultimately, we get 5 houses like this, we've already got 3 units, and I can see the path toward applying for federal home loan bank funding, which could do the same thing we're doing in St. John and Hudson now, to be able to do Stafford, Maxwell, and the next stage. We end up with 10, 13 rental properties. I'd really like to just have a dedicated rental manager. But you kind of have to get to a point that you've got enough to make it worth somebody.
Yeah.
So,
Do we need to do a vote for consensus or purchasing?
what do you think? Oh, yeah, you probably would have to actually have a, okay,
William session. I just make a motion to authorize the chairman to sign this residential relocation assistance agreement.
Second.
Motion and second. Let's assign the residential displacement and relocation assistance. All in favor, say aye. Motion carried.
yeah.
We'll go out of the public hearing and your regular session.
Oh, okay, I did not ask about this. Okay, so I think this came up, sorry to bounce around on this, but they allow for a 15% or 10% administrative fee up to $15,000 on this. And so at one point, I think Ashley asked about whether we thought that it would just, I don't know, stay within the county. They won't allow the county to pay itself administrative fees. So you actually have to pay an outside entity to do it if you want to collect that part of it.
But you guys can consider that side.
Right, if you want to hire us.
Yeah.
I'm
You guys are gonna be doing it all.
It doesn't have to be an actual grant
Well,
administrator?
We thought that
That's what Ashley and I talked about.
Yes, but they're telling us, and I don't know, so I hope that our understanding doesn't change again. But right now, our understanding is that they are waiving the certified grant administrator requirement. And we may still have to, like, give a notice that you're collecting, whatever you call it, the applications to perform the service, and we have to make a choice at some point, with Great Plains Development. Submits their proposal, submit their proposal, you make a choice, you know. But
Are you a certified grant?
I am not a certified federal grant administrator. Great Plains Development has 2 on staff, but we don't, there's a lot of programs out there that you don't have to have a certification to administer.
That'd be pretty tough to come up with.
It's a lot of administrative paperwork just to get to that point. And you guys pay Great Plains Development for the $1,000 we pay them if we've never had to pay, like the CDBG grant for the sidewalk here. And they got paid in that project, just like this. Within the project, there were administrative fees that they retained.
The John Prescott problem, nobody got this.
So will these,
I told him he needed to talk to me.
so will these, houses, when they make the wall panels, will they come already wired and everything? Will there be
There
any
is.
stuff for local
There is.
people that, and they'll take bids?
We're collecting, put it out already, so we're taking bids on concrete, electrical, plumbing, and HVAC. Okay,
So we're listening to the engineer now.
yes, I hope we can.
I don't think you're gonna.
Hannah?
And so when are you gonna come out and make a presentation to us? Is that part of your job requirement? No?
A 15-minute
Yeah.
solo presentation.
Oh,
We're expecting that before the end of the year.
All right.
I've got one. Like, okay, Jake? Yeah. Hi, Jake. Good, good. I'm glad we're connected. I think I need to trim the volume.
See me or my screen?
I see you. And I'm inclined to turn you around here so that you can, well, so that the commissioners can talk to you. How do I enlarge? How do I enlarge this? Actually, I see both you and the first layout. I was gonna enlarge. What did I just do? Oh, there we go. Okay. I'm going to turn you around and let you talk with the commissioners if that will work. I don't know. We'll see. I hope it does. This is Jake Farrell. We've talked with him once before.
Hello.
We have, yeah, this is Todd. So, I don't know how you wanna, he's got 4 layouts here with, initial cost estimates.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good place to start. Is a 10,000 foot overview of cost estimates for each of the 4 concepts that we put together. See where that leads us, I guess. So, kind of in order of cost for most expensive complete, concept 1, as I estimated, is going to be around $6.1 million. It was the most expensive. That's directly tied to building an additional 2 miles of track down to the intersection of US 50 and 281 there. So, concept 3 was the next most expensive. It had similar kind of access issues this time with trucking, and price tag on that one. That was from essentially asphalt paving a mile and a half of 70th Avenue up from US 50 there. The concept 4 was the 3rd most expensive. Maybe it was concept 2. They were concept 3, 2, and 4 were pretty similar. Yeah, concept 2 was 4.5 million. And concept 4 was 4.2 million. So both 2 and 4, they didn't really require a whole lot of extra expenditure for rail or truck to the side. Highway and rail access being very close to each one of these quarter sections that we're proposing to build on. So, kind of touched on the pros and cons of each place last time. I guess it's probably good to maybe rehash some of those. The pros for concept 1, you guys already own the land there, at least on that quarter section. So that's a benefit. And I would like to note that I put out estimated a flat rating for land acquisition across all of these concepts at $2,500 an acre. Speaking with Carolyn yesterday, that obviously that number could vary wildly from what I have on here, so that'd be something for you guys to make sure you keep in consideration. But for concept 1, I'm estimating you'll need to purchase about 7 acres of land. That would just be this strip here to the east of 5th Avenue, east south of St. John's, and through there. So that assumes that we'll be able to shut down 5th Avenue and build a rail on it as well. I guess before I dive into the weeds much further, does anybody have any questions at this point?
I think your land acquisition might end up being higher since you're just taking a small parcel out of the piece of ground yourself.
Yeah, I could very well see that being the case.
If you were buying the whole thing, you might do that, but people are gonna want a little extra for taking the piece out.
Yeah. I don't disagree with that at all. So yeah, but anyway, the biggest downside to concept 1 here, obviously, that 2 miles worth of track that we have to build to bring rail from the main line down to the quarter section. Obviously, that's a big expenditure. But what it does do is if your guys' facility were to expand in the future, I mean, you do have a pretty good stretch of trunk line already built that you could expand to either side of it for future loops or for future siding tracks. So it does, while it's an increased cost up front, it does allow you some flexibility for expansion down the road too. So, and then obviously there's quite a few underground pipelines crisscross this area. That would just be something people have to be mindful of when they go to develop the current site and any future facilities. You can generally build roads and railroads over pipelines, but like permanent structures such as buildings is usually a no-no. Moving on to concept 2. While it's one of the least expensive concepts, it's pretty constrained, at least on this current property that we're looking at as far as, well, current expansion and future expansion. There's, for potential grain elevator, we discussed this last time as well, there's really not a whole lot of area for truck staging. So that would mean trucks would probably be staged, at least in the mornings, out on old US 50 there for a while. But that could be an issue. We're really close to St. John's here, so noise and dust pollution will be an issue. And again, significant land acquisition for this one as well. Again, I estimated $2,500 an acre, but I mean, I'm not a real estate agent, so I could be way off on that number. And then, yeah, the same underground pipelines are running through this area as well. So, and then with not having direct access to the highway, I mean, the maintenance on old US 50 to get to the facility, that would probably fall to the county. So, something to keep in mind. Moving to concept 3, this is the one over by Stafford. This concept, while we do need to build paved roads all the way up to the facility, it already actually has direct mainline access from the current, or the old, Carolyn, was it a Tyson facility there?
It's currently owned by Tyson, yeah. It's actually for sale right now. But
anyway, with that siding, you already have current mainline access, so you wouldn't actually have to put in a mainline switch. And I was explaining to Carolyn yesterday that a mainline switch versus your regular industry trip switch are pretty different animals. The BNSF, they're going to want radio control, power operated behemoth, whereas most of your industry switches are just going to be your typical railroad switches that are manually operated. Somebody goes out there and just throws a lever to switch the tracks over. So with this concept, you're saving the cost of that switch. And then also with this parcel, the way it appears to be parceled out on the county GIS website. It's a pretty large parcel of land, so it gives you room for, future expansion. The one kind of sticky point here with this one though too is there are a substantial amount of wetlands kind of showing up on the National Wetlands Register. Again, that's not to say that you can't develop through them, but it is something that you might have to mitigate, meaning you pay into a mitigation bank or you build, if you disturb wetlands, you have to build additional wetlands on site, which that can be tricky. It's best to avoid them, and I think we probably could unless some of your tenants require some unique configurations that wouldn't allow us to avoid them. And as I touched on, this would require, you want to pave roughly 1.5 miles of 70th Avenue there north from US 50. And that would also probably mean upgrading this small bridge that goes over the US 50 ditch. That would probably at least need to be rehabbed, if not removed and replaced. So, estimating that doing that costs roughly $100,000. If you're to go in there with remove what's there and go back in with like a reinforced box, 8 foot by 8 foot cells along those lines. Looks like it ought to do the trick, but that's kind of what I wanted in my estimation. Concept 4, the quarter section. Sorry, what was that?
Oh, nothing. Go ahead. That's okay.
Yeah. So this is the one over by Dillman Elevator. I guess the biggest sticking point in my mind might be the road closures that it would require. Old US 50 Road and 10th Street would have to be closed for this quarter section, that half mile there. I don't see that working out real well if you don't close those roads.
Is that just because of the road crossing the railroad tracks?
Yeah, and for manifest shipping, and your rail traffic going across at least 10th Street there, from a safety standpoint and just an operations standpoint, you don't want to have to be stopping trucks and trains for just for public access and vice versa. I think you're going to want to eliminate that conflict between the public and your intermodal operations entirely. Yeah, that's not that being said, that's not something you have to do, but I would think that would be the way you'd want to go with that. So, and I understand there may be some that might not be doable from a political standpoint too, so.
So I was just going to bring up some of the things. We did kind of talk through this yesterday. But one of the questions I had for him, talked with a couple of warehouse companies. In fact, I have a call tomorrow with United Warehouse, which is the one that we toured a year and a half ago. So just, sharing with them, getting their feedback. And I talked with one other warehouse company that ASM has done work with in the past, referred me to, and I just had an initial conversation with them, just what kind of feedback would you have from if you were looking at this like this? one that I've talked with already said, you know, if I were to look at something, I might say a 50,000 square foot warehouse that could be expanded upon would be the way to approach something like this. So I asked Jake, you know, whether these concepts would allow for in having a warehouse like that incorporated in addition to what we're already, you know, like the grain side of it. So, the one that I think we spent the most time looking at was number 1. But maybe do you want to speak to how you kind of incorporated the manifest for, you know, I think it was a 27-car manifest on any of these drawings is incorporated, and maybe the idea for what of these will accommodate some type of warehousing concept within the existing footprint that's laid out?
Sure. Yeah, so the manifest shipping, which is not the loop track, but it's these siding tracks here, I'm showing just 27 cars worth of manifest shipping, just because that's really the maximum amount we can fit with concept 2, and I wanted to present a true apples to apples comparison as far as cost was concerned. So each one of these concepts, if they were built, would give you pretty much the same kind of operability across the board. However, concepts 1, 3, and 4, you can expand upon the manifest shipping on the proposed project site, whereas the concept 2 is pretty constrained. But that being said, I mean, especially with trucking warehousing, there is ample room on pretty much all of these sites. That probably concept to put a trucking warehouse on here. Carolyn, I believe you said it was a 50,000 square foot warehouse.
That's what
feedback you got from.
That's the feedback I got from Lou. Yeah, I have not talked to him.
No.
The other one yet.
To put a 100 foot by 500 foot warehouse, kind of parallel with US 50 with enough truck access where you get back into the truck docks and then leave, that would be very doable on most of these concepts. So there's for concepts at least 1, 3, and 4, there's a lot of, I would say, flexibility to kind of rearrange the operation that's shown to be more attractive to a warehouse or any other type of industry. These tracks are kind of laid out. We were kind of thinking maybe wind farm components and offloading would be maybe one of the benefits shown here, but that's kind of how they're configured. But again, like I said, there's a lot of flexibility.
I noticed on all these concepts, none of them you have anything on the inside loop of the track. Do you guys steer clear of that because you'd have to be crossing the track? I mean, the area inside basically can't be used.
Yeah, I mean, it can be used. It's just that when you have a unit train, your tracks, you're pretty much cutting off the inside of your loop for 15 hours at a time, which poses hazard to occupied spaces from an emergency response standpoint, and then to also trying to just operate a business out of the inside of the loop, where hey, during the fall, there's going to be days at a time where we're going to be essentially cut off from the outside world. That's tough to kind of plan around, especially because the railroads, they kind of give you a window when they bring you unit train, but it's not usually defined time. They say, hey, expect to receive a train in the next 2 days, but it's not usually tied down to the, hey, it's gonna be here at 8 o'clock on Monday morning type situation, so.
Is that, of those that do put something in there, is a fertilizer plant sometimes where that, if they co-locate a grain loading and a fertilizer plant, do they put the fertilizer plant in the inside track, or the inside of the track?
Yeah, they put the actual, like, chemical processing on the inside. And they usually run piping to the outside, and the offices are on the outside of the loop too. Like your truck loadout will be on the outside of the loop. The offices will be on the outside of the loop. And then they'll usually have some overhead walkways for foot traffic to get over the tracks if need be while there's a train on the track. Yeah, most of the process does happen on the inside of the loop.
Do you have any other questions, or? I wonder if our next step is to actually have a majority of the authority board. If the intent was to use the Port Authority Board as kind of an advisory group, I should probably gather them. I have not had contact with people. It really boils down to Mitch and Linda twice.
We'll wait for the further
Okay.
to those explain.
Who's replacing?
Keith, or Kent,
Do they know that?
no, he said it over a year ago. I didn't think there was any, since I didn't do anything, I want to point it for a minute. Start doing something that I want to put somebody out of district too.
They don't have to fill in from square one.
Under the stipulation, they bring $6 million in.
There you go.
Well, yeah, I feel like the next things are, one, we need to talk with BNSF. Having BNSF on board makes a big, big difference. They endorse this. And then secondly, have, whether there's business 2, maybe 3, that would be willing to say, hey, if you build it, then yes, I will commit, that letter of intent type of approach. We have that, we can show what the cost benefit is, which I think will be literally necessary in some grant applications. It's just a good way of making your argument once they don't strictly ask for it. And then we can kind of do math on, okay, was there a combination of grant funding and what we receive in property taxes, fees to use the facility and so forth, whether you can justify the gap, whatever grant funding doesn't cover, and that being financed with those kinds of fees that we pay in. That's the puzzle that I kind of see. I think we are, right? Is there anything else that you have, Jake?
Not that I had. No, I don't have any questions for me.
Would your overall recommendation be number 1 concept, or for the fewest cons anyway?
It would be probably 1 or 3. If
1 or 3?
I think that allows you for the almost,
Why,
yeah.
I don't understand where,
After.
I don't understand why you wouldn't have number 4 be one of the primary ones where we don't have to either lay 2 miles of track or a mile and a half of blacktop.
It's just, I mean, that would be doable too. I was looking at it from more of a, a future expansion kind of, a setup like they have, in Garden City. That's kind of been a little bit of the model that we've been going off of. If 1 or 3, you've got a lot of room essentially to grow. Here, you would just have to build more tracks.
So in Garden City, how much space does that take now? I mean, it's grown over the course of 10 or 12, maybe even longer years, but didn't you tell me it's like
I mean, it's
3 square miles now or something like that?
Yeah, roughly. I mean, it's a big lay down area. So they take up a lot of space. And so just having some of the infrastructure in place to expand like that, I mean, removing that barrier on the front end, if the price tag is achievable, I mean, that really helps facilitate kind of future growth. I totally understand though that, I mean, $2 million is a lot of money, so that might be doable, but, if the price tags were attainable, like I said, I would go with either concept 1 or concept 3, just for that fact. Just because they have the immediate space for you to expand.
When you say immediate space to expand, you mean ground that's close that's available to buy? Is that what you mean?
So like in concept 1, I'm looking at, this half section here, this quarter section here. I mean, and especially with a long track like this, you might be able to work out a situation with the landowner where you don't have to buy the entire section or the entire parcel in between 281 and the rail and 5th Avenue. Just maybe not. I don't have a good grasp on the land acquisition part of that, but that's kind of my thinking anyway.
Hard thing to work right.
Which is also a reason that number 1 might be more attainable because there's fewer of that variable of the land acquisition in that. I mean, I understand, he's used the $2,500 number, keep it consistent between the without specific information on specific landowners, you got to just use an assumption. But number 3, for 205 acres, the estimate is $512,000, but just the 45 acres that's being listed for sale at the hay plant facility is that price almost. It's $499 or $498, something like that, is what the advertised price is anyway, for 45 of the 205 acres.
So the unit's 498,000.
It's practically 500,000.
Was it 27 acres?
45.
45.
Carolyn, when we get off the phone here too, I'll send you those spreadsheets that these cost estimates are made up from, so you're more than welcome to plug in different numbers for the land acquisition
Okay.
and just kind of see how that affects the budget too.
For your track construction, which on all of them would be one of the most significant factors, I think I took notes that you used data based on a project in 2019 in Garden City. So you had track.
Yeah. So it was a project we did there at the Garden City facility for TPNL. Pretty much took those the winning bid prices from that project and weighted them out to track footage price for both the rail construction and the earthwork. And that's how I came up with that 225 number, so, with a little bit of contingency added in, but not a ton, so. Because other than the land acquisition, I do feel pretty good about the budgetary prices that you see up there.
John, did you totally understand shutting off everything? I'm not sure.
On the concept floor? Yeah, I don't think, I mean, if it's just, I mean, I don't think that's something that we'd have to do. I mean, at convenience, if you're worried about stopping traffic when the trains are coming in, there's not that much traffic, you know?
Yeah, I'm not so sure that's something that's gonna kick the floor out, so.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion, I know.
One of the main reasons why I like number 4 is well, it's closer to my farm, but the fact that when you build it close to the city, even though concept 3 is on just the corner, the northwest corner of Stafford, I always worry about you having, and I mean, where the grain bins are at, you're almost half a mile away. But I always have a concern about ongoing complaints from people.
On concept 4, where's Chuck Brown?
It would be on straight,
On east,
on east, 1 mile.
a mile, okay, I do.
I just don't
Talking
think,
about the one on concept 2 being too close to town, is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah, concept 2,
and 3.
concept 2 and 3.
2 and 3 would not.
I mean, 2 is right on the south side of St. John, which I think you're gonna have dust and noise problems all the time. But then even on concept 3 of having to build that close to Stafford. I mean, I think if we're looking at sites and you have potential to build it, you know, a ways away from town, a ways from houses, that would be better. You know, I mean, everybody would like it right outside the town, but looking down the road 20 years, 30 years, where you're gonna have people complaining, well, we got a road a mile west of Stafford, but they're still turning their trucks and coming up Main Street, Stafford. Because if I'm coming down Highway 50, instead of going that mile around, there's a lot of people that just turn and go right through town.
There's a lot of semi-traffic on Main Street in Stafford going to Hudson.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's where,
And you have the same thing on concept 2, as far as basically the road on the west edge, that dirt road that comes west of Kansas City. You'll basically have all the truck traffic that's north and west of St. John coming up that dirt road. So you're always gonna have complaints. We just always try to minimize them right off the bat.
Well, thank you very much, Jake.
Those would employ 15 people or so.
Sure.
I don't think anyone can complain.
If there's anything else to cover, really appreciate your work on this. It
Yeah.
helps us move this forward or make a decision one way or the other, so it's important stuff to have.
Yeah, glad to be of help. Guys have any additional questions for me or want to take a look at anything else, let me know. Around it. I will send you those spreadsheets when we get off the phone.
we'll probably have more questions for you later. Thank you for now.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
good, nice to meet you all.
Thank you.
Bye.
I think
So-
we ought to, next step is, if we're gonna use the Port Authority, get them together, give them the background, and then we ought to have a list of, before we do anything, you gotta see what you can do on land acquisition.
Yeah.
Look, we gotta talk to those people.
Yeah.
I mean, it might
There's
throw it
no-
out right away.
Yeah, I mean, one might be, we might be down to one site.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Port Authority probably is the place to do it, because you all 3 commissioners are on it. And then actually, you know, quit talking about it, and start talking to people. and
So
see
the
if they'll do it.
three commissioners plus 3 other people are on the Port Authority?
And Carol.
And Carol. So there's 7 of us.
So, yeah, you probably need to be careful about talking, you know what I mean? Like, we don't want to kind of come to a conclusion either informally or formally, you know?
Till we talk to
We
them.
have all three, everybody, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and I mean, I feel like we're just trying to figure out what our options are to where we can bring it forth.
Right.
I mean, we're not making any decisions.
Right, right. So,
I think that's the next step, but
and BNSF, that's another important one. Getting your input, you know, like, they're willing to serve a site and not
Right.
another site or
yeah, you
whatever,
need to
that's
check
also
with
a
them
big
too.
thing.
Yeah,
And then
that would be,
I feel like maybe this is a Port Authority topic of discussion, kind of what our process is for vetting or courting, however you want to look at it, potential businesses, you know. You know, I'm having some initial conversations with them, but
we need to be involved in that.
maybe it's just kind of like whites, you know, I keep looking at that maybe as being a little bit of a template of how to approach this. They wouldn't have served the side that the old Dillon's building, they just wouldn't have been interested. And if there's similarly a business that's much more interested in one side versus another, that,
We have another report coming up. As far as the appointment of the third, or Ken Lamb resigned, I mean, the 3 board members, or the 3 positions were appointed out of the 3 different districts, right? So I just need to make a recommendation, talk to somebody, bring it to the board for appointment. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. He's walking around, he can't sit down. My turn's back, that's why you're showing around, I can't sit down. It was my turn.
He needs to hear.
Okay. But it just makes
Carol, we're gonna recess for this. We'll go back in, Carol. Okay, Chad.
Okay, so the governor announced yesterday that as of today, there are not orders anymore for the state. So it's up to the counties to have orders or make decisions. So I just wanted to meet with you guys to see what your thoughts were on, I know there are several counties that, in my email group, they're saying they're going to still go by the phases that were put out in the plan because they're still put out there as guidance and recommendations, so that's what they're gonna use for their counties. There are some that are doing their own thing and there are some that are not doing anything, so I think it might be good to have something still in place, just to kind of make sure that people just don't go out and go crazy, and then we have a spike in positives, potentially. I mean, we've done really well so far with only having the 1 weeks ago, so. But we still do have people going and getting tests.
So basically just go by our phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 program.
So, right, yeah, basically that's kind of what a lot of counties are doing, and I think it may be a good idea. I mean, we're in phase 2 right now technically, and then by June 8th, we would be in phase 3, and then by the 22nd, we would be in phase out where there wouldn't be anything in place anymore. It would be everybody go back to normal, but use common sense and good practices to keep themselves safe.
What actually can't we do right now? Is there anything except for
The
mask?
pool isn't
Schools
supposed
can't.
to open until the 8th, till June 8th.
Gathering size.
Yeah, gathering sizes,
City
they don't want
decision.
fairs, festivals, and parades. And then like the bars that weren't doing food services weren't supposed to be open. Those were the only things that weren't
We don't have
happening
it.
right now, but we don't have that in
We
our
don't have
county.
The only
No,
thing I see that is even effective is the 15 number.
yeah,
That's the only,
right. And then by the time we get
Things
to phase 3, there's no restrictions on businesses at all.
Harvey County went to 30, Riley County went to 50. I think increase that, because otherwise we really don't have any issues with state budget.
No, exactly. That's, I mean, I kind
That's
of,
fine.
and honestly, phase 2, before she changed this, was supposed to be 30 anyway.
But we're in phase 2 now.
Yes.
So
It
if we
started
went
last
to,
Friday.
so if we went to her original, yeah, phase 2. If we went to her original plan, we would be at 30 right now.
Yeah, but the restrictions were different.
She modified it.
Yeah, she modified
But
the
you guys
restrictions,
follow her
but
phase
we can
2.
follow the, like,
change
the
that.
guidelines, but change the gathering amount. And I would just need to type something up to post, saying that we're going to go with these guidelines that are outlined underneath of here, but the gathering group size will be 30.
30 or 50,
I-
whatever you
That's
guys
what I would
decide.
recommend doing.
Yeah, because phase 3 is 45.
But
Yeah.
phase 3, before this modification, was 90.
That's right.
Riley County went to 50. I mean, I don't really care about
Well,
30
not
or
very
40.
many places are we ever gonna have that in.
Yeah.
So
Do
if
you want to
want to
do,
have a meeting?
do you want to say on phase 2, we need to go to 30, then on phase 3, we go to 50?
And then it would be phase out after that.
Yeah.
And phase out
30,
starts
50,
June
And then phased
22nd.
out.
Phase out would be no restrictions whatsoever, and that would start the 22nd, because it goes by 2-week increments still.
I really don't think we're changing anything that we're doing in the county anyway, except for the mass gathering number,
Yeah.
because everything's going already.
I mean, yeah, everybody's pretty much open,
Except
and
the
I
pool.
know most, yeah, the pool's
Now,
not
is that
open yet.
that's not even our decision. I mean, that's the city's decision.
Which I've been in contact with the cities, plus I have been contacted also by the person that does the lifeguard training, and they weren't going to do that until June 1st anyway.
Is that under our,
Yeah, it comes under her public health.
Yeah.
The county,
your
no.
authority then? You-
Is that
It's
what you
pu-
guys are listening to?
It's a public health deal, but it's still there.
Yeah, I mean, the cities still.
Have you had a conversation with?
I've
cities?
emailed the cities and talked with them about, like, through email, just the city offices. And, I mean, Candy Teichman is who does the lifeguard training for, I think, everybody in the county. And she called and said that she wasn't comfortable starting it until June 1st anyway, because she does Stafford County and she does Turon and other places. And she just didn't want, she felt like she could be a liability with going to all of those places to do that. So she wanted to wait and see how things were going before she did her classes.
We really don't even need to deal with that if that's all she wants to do.
And, I mean, she talked to American Red Cross, who they get their certification through, and they had an extension that they could give to people that already had the certification. So the pools that have certified lifeguards that are hired could go ahead and open whenever they're ready to open. They just wouldn't have as many lifeguards.
What about, I'm not familiar with the 4 phases, what are the requirements for long-term care facilities in your phases?
So what I was reading from CMS is saying that they need to be 2 weeks behind the phase that your community is in. And they've also, I've asked the state and we're getting answers and kind of half answers. CMS is saying that they want baseline testing done on everybody, so that would be all the residents, all of the staff. I think that that is reasonable if they go ahead and open. They're not doing that now yet.
They're not testing?
They haven't yet, no. Here, because we haven't had a positive.
I thought they were checking everybody that came in.
But they're restricting the people.
They don't
that
let,
have
there's no visitors
I
going
know
in, they're locked
kids don't
down.
need-
Only workers.
But
Only
their
workers are going
workers,
in.
They're checking
Temps,
temperature.
yes,
yeah.
but
in
they want a
every resident.
baseline COVID test on everybody before they'll allow them to
Oh.
open. And then they want weekly testing on everybody too, is what CMS guidelines say. So that would be 240 plus tests that they would have to have a week to to be open, and I don't feel like that is a reasonable thing to be doing. I feel like they should reserve weekly testing for if there is a positive between staff or residents in their facility. I don't feel like,
Do we need to draw that up then too?
well, I don't know that we can do anything about that because that's a Medicare, Medicaid guideline for the facilities. I don't think that we can change that. So I've asked questions on our calls from the people up at the state that are helping work on that situation, and they haven't really been able to answer that question, because I'm just like, we cannot support doing that. I mean, and the 240 tests is just for Leisure Homestead, that's not counting Kenwood too.
Yeah.
So it would be 300 plus tests a week if that's what they are saying that they have to do to be able to open, and that's just not feasible for us. We don't have access to that many test kits, and we aren't able to just run that many tests. We cannot do that.
Just to make sure I'm keeping up with the conversation. So right now, I mean, visitors can't come into the restaurants, and they're just taking the people that work there, their temperatures and checking them, you know.
And
do you
they're
have
wearing
fevers?
masks
Yeah.
while they're working.
But now that they want to open it to where the family members can come in and see their parents, now they want it to make it to where the people that work there have to take weekly tests.
And the residents.
That
And
doesn't
it
make
does,
sense at all.
it makes no sense to me either. I seriously feel like the weekly testing should be reserved for if they have a positive pop-up. That way they can quickly identify another positive and take care of it and isolate. I feel like it's a waste of resources to be doing weekly tests on people that are not symptomatic, because you get false negatives from asymptomatic people because they don't have a high viral load, even if they're asymptomatic and positive. So that's why they've been reserving testing
I would
for
agree with you.
symptomatic people.
So the
If they do that
timeline
all, the state is going to overwhelm the
2 to
tests.
3 days.
They, yeah, well, we've been getting test results back within 24 to 48 hours now. But yeah, usually it's 2 days before your symptom starts that you can have a positive test. So, I mean, you can test somebody and get a negative, and then 3 days later, they can show symptoms. So it's not a worthwhile thing to do, I don't think. But like I said, it's a CMS guideline, so I don't know if there's anything we can do about that right now. I know that the state is working with them, trying to figure out a plan for these long-term care facilities, because people do want to start reopening them and letting family go in there and see their loved ones, because this has been awful and hard for those people and their families.
If we did that and we wrote up our own phase, I would like to see it included that the people that come to visit initially would be either Stafford County residents or direct family.
Yeah, which I think that
Not
would be
just
a
somebody from-
reasonable,
Not city showing up.
So or if a niece from Colorado wants to come in and see their
Yeah, if they're.
grandma, maybe not, let them come out.
Yeah, we
Or
need
from
to
Dodge
decide-
City or Kansas
Yeah.
City.
I know,
I would say it-
we need to define family.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd go there.
I think family would be siblings,
I don't-
daughters and sons.
I think in the current environment right now, the individuals would be reluctant to go to a nursing home.
Yeah.
You would
I
think so.
mean, common
Yeah, wouldn't you
sense.
feel bad?
well, yeah, especially
not
if you
common
went in there
anymore.
to visit and then you got
Don't
them
use that
sick
word.
and then it just spread like wildfire through there. It would just be an awful, awful situation.
I would think they could guide their, I mean, I would think their guidance would be more strict than just for the simple fact.
As far as the rest home guidance.
And that is why they've been
I-
told they have to be 2 weeks behind.
If I was in
the
that
phase
setting, I wouldn't be
season.
comfortable with you
So-
guys making a decision.
So
I-
has-
I would
has
want
Ford
to make
County
that
fleshed
decision
out
for
any?
myself, but what we were
Honestly,
going
I-
out, because they're gonna have,
See, the
they're
thing
gonna
bothers
err on
me,
the side of caution.
you know, it's only
And
7
they
miles
have
to
to.
I
Oh,
know.
I mean, if you guys
And it's
dealt with
Highway
that
50.
world, and something does
Never
happen
travel
out there,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah,
gonna
but
be.
they're not going home.
I would let them
Live in your
self-govern
community.
themselves,
That's
and
what
I would stay away from it, probably like,
Yeah.
Do what you think's
from a
best.
legal standpoint, I mean,
And 54 highways say, well, Pratt has the same.
Well,
What if Aunt Susie though wants to come?
yes, they have more liability than we, but,
yeah.
Yeah.
but if you stand in here and say, I give you the blessing, then
Yeah.
if there's a problem,
I know,
I think.
Everything's good and fine until there's a problem.
And it don't have to be forever, but just for, a couple weeks to find what family needs. Or in Stafford County,
In a
if we
couple
don't
more
have
weeks.
anything.
Couple weeks, we're gonna be into the next phase, so.
Yeah,
Well, but
and
you'll have
like I
some
said,
questions.
they
My
have
only
to be
concern
2
is
weeks
they're-
behind us, so.
The population that is most at risk
Yes.
And
are
that's-
these people.
And that's why they have those CMS guidelines
That's
in
why we
place,
need to
because
be-
they are the most at-risk
Yep.
group, especially in a group living situation, because, I mean, you watch it with influenza, if one person gets it, it just goes through there.
Spreads like wildfire.
It does, because they just don't have any place to isolate as well as other people do, so it's just,
That would be the group I'd do, maybe you just have 1 or 2 nurses in the facility, and then they probably spread it from.
yeah. And
So
with
all of a
this,
sudden-
it becomes a thing of, if they have a positive, one person is put one-on-one with that person, so it takes away a staff member,
Yeah.
and they probably have to bring another one in to help run everything for the rest of the group. that's
Just don't
in
need to
there.
get it started there.
No, no.
But the rest of it, I'm not really too concerned about. Park County. The rest of it still bothers me.
Yeah.
And they did vote to open the pool over there last night, not knowing what restrictions there would be. I think the general consensus has been they want to open, we've kind of been waiting, we've been looking at a June 15th opening date, but we might push that up. It was kind of as soon as possible, but there's training, lifeguards, filling the pools, getting things going, so we were looking at, limit of 45, kind of in our head anyways, because I think June 15th was when that bumped to 45.
No.
Okay. So, yeah.
Would you be good with going on phase 2 going to 30, and then on phase 3 going to 50?
I'll just make sure I write something up, since we can't use the template she's got here because of that number being changed, but we can use everything else. So I'll just make sure I get something typed up.
So you're getting really good at typing.
Do you need a motion for that? Sharon, do you want a motion?
Sure.
You have to do that as an health board?
I think we can use one item.
Yeah.
I never, that's the one thing reading her orders, I never really understood what she, whether it was the health director or the
You want me to
commissioners or
read you what I
the
wrote?
combination.
Well,
She wasn't very clear.
you're the county health nurse, correct?
You move
Are you the county health
to continue
officer?
following the governor's
Yeah.
reopening plan
director.
with public gatherings.
Okay,
restricted
because
to
that's what the
30
statute
instead of
talks
10,
about, doesn't talk about the
and
nurse,
phase
talks
three
about the
starts
public
within
health
2 days.
officer, you have that authority. So I assume that was you, but then
No.
someone said it might be Fritz Farmer,
phase three, add that to
because
it
he
too.
gets paid extra to be the quote-unquote
might as well
public
put it all
He's
health
our
officer.
medical director. That's what we
Then,
pick him
then
for.
how many after? in
She
phase
is the
three?
director, but the
Phase 3
statute
opens
say
to
we
50.
are the board of
Right,
health.
I understand that part, but the statute also talks about the authority of the public health officer.
That's-
You're the public health nurse.
Yeah.
It's usually a PhD in a lot of other counties, so that's why I questioned whether you
McPherson
were.
is the nurse, the director.
Okay, well, that's fine, I'm not, I just didn't know, someone said Fritz maybe got a extra stipend a year to be the quote-unquote, so.
I make a motion that we follow the guidelines issued by the state, except on phase 2, we allow meet groups of 30, and on phase 3, we allow groups of 50.
Second. We have a motion and a second to follow the phased reopenings from the governor except for state moving it to 30 and moving it to 50 on the next phase. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carried.
Almost said a word for word, didn't
You did.
There were several counties that had a heads up and worked on it for 3 or 4 days.
So are you gonna contact the rest of them from Kenwood, because I was getting two phone calls about what they should do.
Oh, I haven't gotten a single phone call.
They've been
Yeah, I
calling
think-
me, wanting to know what the commissioner's gonna do, I'm like,
I've had.
so,
Well, I would think they would set their own guidelines.
Well,
Is
that
that
it really
what
kind of
They're,
is.
they're kind of wanting.
Is that what
They
you
know
want? I
their
can call
I
facility
mean,
the
they,
best.
they have a CMS guideline that they have to follow that
That's what
is,
they need to know.
supersedes anything that I'm
You better tell,
saying.
you better tell them that, because I've had
CMS is
One-
not the right.
one bill.
Yeah, they're just trying to look for some place to push things to,
Right,
in my opinion.
yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, and I can't supersede that. That's what they have to be following,
Okay.
so. And, okay, so we got, money from the state for COVID. I also, like at the beginning of things, whenever we got our first positive, applied for another grant, so we did get another $2,000 grant. That one, has been paid out already. We already got the check for it. And, it can be used for anything coronavirus related. So if we need PPE, I can purchase it with that. It's a no strings attached thing. It was a foundation that was giving us out, so.
Well, they're predicting more than a second,
Yeah.
so I would think
Might be good to stock up.
increase inventory.
Where I can find it.
Yeah, if it gets to where you can buy it, maybe you guys should buy some.
Yeah, and that, I've been
Uh-huh.
checking, but where we order all of our medical supplies through has us on a procuring allotment. And I cannot order masks, I cannot order gowns, I cannot order face shields, I cannot order hand sanitizer.
So everything you need, you can't order.
Yeah, pretty much. I can get, 4 canisters of cleaning cloths and 3 boxes of gloves a month.
Do you think there's been any price gouging going on? I mean, have you seen the price?
It's, well, on the mask, I mean,
Yes.
people are paying some of these prices they're advertising on TV that people really aren't giving to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
especially for the surgical masks that are apply or two-ply.
yeah, that aren't doing.
They are
Well,
not,
they
that is not a $3 mask, I'm sorry.
No,
Month or so, or whenever it was, they had states bidding against one another to get the supplies. And it went from $3 a box to,
I ordered hand sanitizer 2 months ago. They guaranteed delivery in 5 to 7 days. They came yesterday.
Most of the ones get canceled.
yeah.
But mine didn't, I threatened them
I
with the
remember
attorney
moving
general,
along,
and they didn't
still
cancel.
haven't gotten it. That's
Trying to
why
figure
it's
that
WD.
those get canceled.
Yeah, I usually drink it. Blow it.
That works, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Hand sanitizer, we have plenty of.
Yeah, yeah.
but it's the gloves.
We have a good supply of
We
those,
have-
because I did that.
11 boxes in there,
So plus all that.
yeah, and then he got some more boxes of.
So the N95s is the Cadillac as far as, so what's the next one down? Is it 3-ply, 4-ply?
Well, there's a K in 95 that
Yeah.
would not pass.
No, if he did a fit test, it wouldn't pass.
So it would probably be the next level now. And then I suppose the surgical mask after that.
I've had,
They just don't filter
N95
like
mask
that.
for
It's the
everybody.
micron, the
Oh,
size.
yeah,
of
they
The
were-
last ones I bought were $1.99. I asked my supplier what they'd be now, and they were $9.99.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's price.
He did say you can get them to you.
Yeah, you have to watch, I mean, there's some hand sanitizer that I think I bought the other day. And now there's Centos, and there's 24 bottles of it, $182 for each box.
Oh, my goodness.
So we've done enough stuff to refill these bottles when everything's done now, so.
Yeah, average fare is $8.
And I mean, I did get plenty of face shields, so as far as that goes, I mean,
Yeah,
we're good
I
on
think
that
we're
part.
sitting
We're good on the
okay.
N95s right now, on the face shields. The only thing we're having a problem getting, you can't get through the state is the gowns.
Yeah. And I called McKesson and was on the phone with somebody and I was like, okay, look, we're a medical office. We have to be able to order some of these things. And she helped me find some gowns because I'm on allotment and it just, as soon as I put the order in, it kicks it out if I don't have it under our account. And, which is crazy because right before all of this started, I ordered gowns. So it said that if you'd ordered it within the last 6 months, you should be able to order it. couldn't order it, even though I had just done it. And I mean, I ordered cases of gloves before everything started too, and I could only order 3 boxes. So, yeah, she helped me find some that she said I should be able to get, kick them back out, never got them.
And the state actually has plenty of buses that can get through
Yeah.
them right now.
And
that's
as
another
long,
reason.
as long as we have the emergency declaration, we're okay,
And that's
but
another
once
reason
that
we had to do
disappears,
emergency
The
declaration.
thing that bothers me about gloves is that you have gloves on, you're touching everything.
And they wear them all day.
And
Yeah.
that's why I have specifically said, please
No,
don't
wear.
wear them, just wash your hands.
Keep
If you don't know what you're doing.
Yes.
They're not listening.
I know, and it makes me cringe whenever I go in places and see them wearing them, because they're wearing them all day instead of for the
Yes.
one instance they need to be wearing them and then throwing them away. And it's doing no good, it's just spreading germs more than it is helping. It's
If you
just,
can't speak Spanish, I don't know how you explain that. I went to Foody's the other day, and the manager was there, he wore gloves. I asked him, how long have you had them on? A few hours. I
yeah,
said-
get them
I
off.
said, I ain't coming back here. I said, get them off and go wash your hands. Okay. He had no clue.
No, because
They're
they
not
don't, they
food.
just, it's just it's protective equipment, it's helping me. Well, it's helping you, but it's not
I'd
helping
much rather-
everybody else.
so hadn't the restaurant association sent out guidelines?
Yes, and,
Yeah.
They're not listening.
No. And that's
but,
where my,
but people interpret things, and everybody, by the time everybody reads something, you know, okay, you read it, you read it, and then how many different interpretations do you have? Unless it's very specifically
I
spelled
mean,
out
that
in
document
detail.
that I put out for the restaurants, I specifically said, don't wear gloves unless bussing tables, and then remove them and do hand hygiene, and they still are not. I mean, I felt like that was pretty to the point,
Yeah.
so.
But if you have if a customer goes in there and comes out, they already figure that out. And then I heard he's gonna act like he had never heard that
Yeah.
before. You can't throw away your trash. You can't get your own. How about like self-service? Can I do that now?
I mean, all of the places with fountain drinks, I think, have reopened those. I feel like if people have in place a way to,
They're just not allowed, you to bring your own cup in. It's
Yeah.
what it's supposed to be.
yes, that's
Or
what it's
get-
supposed to be.
Get your own
Yeah.
letter.
As far as I know, you should be, I mean, either that or are they handing you a cup? Is that-
No, they-
I don't know how they're doing that.
No, they're not handing you a cup, they're handing you the lid with a straw if you want.
That's probably a good deal.
That's,
You think that's a good deal?
Well, it's
Well-
better than those lids where people,
I just don't think it.
4,000
Yeah.
people
Well, it
touch the
depends on whether they
lids.
got gloves on or not.
Yeah, it's just, if the person gave me the lid, they had gloves on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carol knows, she worked in the
No
medical
thanks.
field
She
for a long
won for 5
time.
days.
yeah.
I guarantee if I'm gonna get one, I'm gonna touch one, it's only gonna be my own. I don't know about everybody else.
Yeah.
The guys back there getting the lids going,
Yeah. Yeah.
Rubbermaid.
Yeah, if you watch some of the crew that goes in there.
Kind of like the guy that owned the diner, he used to slap the block.
Yeah.
Hey, we had a guy down there clean, grind dishes like that. Wipe them off.
I need to get going.
You need to
Yeah,
get
we're
one.
done. I'm done.
Anything else? Well adjourned.